Sheldon with a hour of the day.
Okay, so I know you people have seen what is happening in Ukraine, you understand? The attacks and all those things. And Charlie, I've done 2 videos about this. The first one was just highlighting what is happening. As I said, I'm not a war expert, and I'm just highlighting the conversation. Yes, I'm not a war expert. If you want someone to explain the political and geopolitical inauguration of the Kokumban warriors, call Vladimir Putin. So that is his job, not me. I just highlight the conversations on social media. Now, the second video was me having a conversation with a Ghanaian student in Ukraine. Then I don't know how them they, but yeah, it be like them they okay. Right now, them say me they stay room. They should be in their rooms. Nobody should come out. So we are waiting. Right now, it be like they escalate. They are taking cities and all those things. But yes, that is for them to talk about. Now, someone has done a summary of what is happening in Ukraine and Russia, like what is happening between them, you understand? And since a lot of people know the bab what really they happen, I felt like maybe I should highlight on some of these things so that we can all have a conversation in the comment section, you understand? If you disagree, I know some people are saying say the US are behind, the Western countries are behind, and yes, people are saying they support Vladimir Putin. Bro, that is your opinion. I'm not going to fight you. But here is a summary of what is happening. Now listen, I have a problem with my reading. Don't come and disturb me. Now, in 2010, Ukraine elected Viktor Yanukovych as president. The West, which is the US and the EU, were not happy with this event as they saw the new president as too aligned to Russia. Now, before Yanukovych's election, Ukraine had a free trade deal in the pipeline with the EU. But in 2013, Yanukovych did a 180-degree and refused to sign the deal, favoring closer ties with Russia. In November 2013, led by Assistant Secretary of State for European and Euro-Asian Affairs, Victoria Nuland, the US fomented a color revolution called Euromaidan, which led to a coup in Ukraine. Yanukovych was overthrown. Now, leaders in eastern Ukraine declared allegiance to Yanukovych. This led to anti-government protests in February 2014 and a referendum in Crimea, where 97% of respondents voted to return Crimea to Russia. Russia annexed Crimea from Ukraine in March 2014. Meanwhile, the new post-coup Ukrainian government proposed a bill to remove Russian as an official language. Russian speakers in East Ukraine were angered about this, saying ethnic Russians were in imminent danger. Now, in early 2014, Russia started sending support to Russians in eastern regions of Ukraine, that is Donetsk, Kharkiv, Zaporizhia, and Odessa. I don't know if I got the name correct. Who now demanded independence from Ukraine. Now, in April 2014, the mainly Russian-speaking regions of Donetsk and Luhansk broke away from Ukraine and proclaimed themselves as separate republics. Now, also in early 2014, Russia started performing military exercises on the eastern Ukrainian border, just as NATO was doing the same in Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia, who share borders with Russia. In September 2014, Ukraine and Russia signed ceasefire agreement in Minsk, Belarus, to end hostilities in East Ukraine. Despite the Minsk agreement, from 2014 to date, continuous battles have been waged between Ukrainian forces and Luhansk and Donetsk separatists over territory in the Donbas region in violation of the agreement. Along the armed conflict, the EU and the US imposed international sanctions against Russia. The sanctions led to the collapse of the Russian currency and caused economic damage to EU currency. Damage to EU countries. By 2016, Russia had lost an estimated 600 billion US dollars. In 2017, the UN published a report stating that the EU countries were losing about $3.2 billion a month due to Russian sanctions. In March 2021, President Putin ordered Russian military to mobilize troops near its border with Ukraine and in Crimea. In November, Russia deployed vessels to the Black Sea to observe US warships. Putin said the US ships were a serious challenge. In November 2021, the Russian Ministry of Defense said the real goal behind the US activities in the Black Sea region is exploring the theater of operations in case Kyiv attempts to settle the conflict in the southeast by force. From mid-January 2022, the US started announcing that Russia would invade Ukraine, stating that an attack could begin before the conclusion of the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing in February. Now, in January 2022, NATO began providing weapons, including anti-armor missiles and other US-made weapons to Ukraine. On 22nd January, the US delivered 90,000 kilograms of lethal weapons to Ukraine. Listen, on 22nd January, the US delivered 90,000 kilograms of lethal weapons to Ukraine. The Netherlands and Spain also deployed forces to the region in support of NATO. In February, the US sent soldiers to Germany and Poland to boost NATO's presence in Europe, along with F-15 fighter jets to Romania. Britain also deployed soldiers, warships and jets to Eastern Europe. On 21st February, the leaders of the self-proclaimed Donetsk and Luhansk People's Republic requested Putin to officially recognize the republic's independence. Putin agreed and signed Russia's recognition of the republics and ordered troops to be sent there. On 22nd February, Boris Johnson announced sanctions on Russia banks, individuals. On 22nd February, Boris Johnson announced sanctions on Russia banks and individuals. Germany announced suspending the certification process of the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. EU foreign ministers blacklisted all Russians who voted in favor of the recognition of the breakaway regions. On 24th February 2022, President Putin announced the beginning of a special military operation in the Donbas region. That is where we are now, ladies and gentlemen. This is complicated, but you see, I don't want to. As I already hear the US, the UK, and all, they see what they do, right? So, conversations there, you understand. But as I said, I'm not a geopolitical expert. I'm not a war expert. This is just a breakdown of what led to what we are experiencing now. You understand what is happening in Ukraine now? Be the judge, bro. Start the conversation. But yes, my job here is done. My name is Sheldon. Mapon.